Hello, Patil sir, are you there? Hello,
Hello, Patil sir.
Patil sir, can we start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
So shall I start?
Uh, yes. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Welcome once again, all of you. So, in the today's second session. So, today with us, Dr. Prashant Patil. I am here to introduce in a brief. So, Dr. Prashant Patil, Bharati Vidyapit, deemed to be University, Yashwantrao Chauhan Mohite College of Arts, Science and Commerce. He is awarded as awarded PhD in the year 2020. He passed CFA level first exam held in June 2019. He qualified SET examination in management as well as SET examination in commerce in the year 2017 and 18. Also qualified UGC NET in commerce in January 2017. He has teaching experience of 12 years at level in various organizations for management and accounting. He is approved as an assistant professor by UGC under the Savitribai Phule Pune University since 2010. He presented and published around 14 research papers in the various national and international conferences and published in the national and international journals. Attended and participated in around 20 faculty development programs, workshops, seminar and online webinars during the lockdown period, which in faculty development program, national seminars on various topics related to USC and learning programs. He honored with a certificate of appreciation for coordination of students training program activities. So, coordinating and conducting various activities for the enhancing student employability since 2013. So, he university sponsored project titled as a role of private equity firms in promotion of entrepreneurship through the MSME funding in Pune. And another one, minor research project funded by the Vidyapit in Pune city. Uh, I repeat, there is a interruption in the network. So he completed the minor research project funded by the Bharati Vidyapit, titled as a study of implications of economic crisis on startups in Pune city. He also completed two projects in academic achievement. The first one is financial statement analysis of ancillary industries, and second one is performance of Indian context. He published an international research paper published 17. So there are the list of research papers, time constraint, consensus, and orientation and reflection programs in around 20. Also, he is invited as a guest speaker in the various colleges in the faculty development program, conferences, and seminars. So he has professional teaching experience about 11 years. So for today's lecture, today's topic, research philosophy and importance of bibliography, I request Dr. Prashant Patil sir to enlighten us with your knowledge and enthusiasm.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, sir, for the nice and elaborated introduction. Thank you so much. So, first of all, I am thankful to Malim ma'am for inviting me and sharing the knowledge with the students who are pursuing their PhD programs. So, guys, please confirm that my voice is clear and screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Will you
Yes,
please?
sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. And if at any point of time you feel that my voice is breaking or there is some interruption in the voice or something, please immediately let me know. Okay. So today's first half is little bit theoretical. So please bear with me because as usual, the philosophy is something that if it comes to our way, it's ours. If it does not, then it's not us. Okay. So what do you mean by research philosophy? First of all, we have to understand the intent behind the philosophy. So philosophy, what it means? It means someone's belief. Like traditionally, we have belief in a supernatural power, right? We have some assumptions that there is something beyond the mankind, beyond the science, right? So the same sort of philosophy is there in the research as well. So when we undertake the research, it is assumed that it is our own intent to pursue some research, right? Many a times it happens that we are doing research for the sake of convenience. And what type of convenience I am talking about? The convenience is about to pursue higher education merely for the sake that I am in teaching profession. Then convenience to earn some higher degree because we need some we have some requirement for promotion and all, but that is not the part of or the true intent behind the research philosophy, right? So the right or the true intent of the research philosophy is that it is a set of beliefs, assumptions and principles that underlie the way you approach your study. So if sometime when we take a normal classroom sessions, and if the students are not attentive, what we ask them, either you listen the class carefully, you follow the etiquettes in the class carefully, or you please leave, right? So once we undertook the research, do we have that choice to give up? Answer is certainly no, right? So your research philosophy, that is your belief, your assumption, and your principles will help you
हॅलो.
to carry out your
हां,
own
बोला ना मॅडम.
research. Okay, just a minute. Ramdev sir,
एक
can you
मिनिट
please
हं.
ask ma'am to
त्याच्या
mute
बाबांकडे
if
देते.
possible?
मला काय काय दिलेलं आहे ते काही माहित नाहीये एक्झॅक्टली.
Okay. So research philosophy is ultimately the foundation of your study. The strong belief you have in your topic, right? Until and unless you are able to convince yourself that yes, I am on a right track, nobody else is going to approve, nobody is going to heard your assumptions, your belief, right? So convince others that you are on right track. You have to convince yourself first. That is the true belief of the research philosophy, right? We are not merely undertaking some research because of some pressure, right? We have the whole freedom to undertake the research of our choice. Please make it very much clear. Don't come under any sort of peer pressure, not even the pressure of your guide, not even the pressure of society. You just look around these social challenges, your own expertise, and just try to find out that what you can do as a part of contribution to the body of knowledge, right? Many of the times what happens, the challenges which we face in our real life may be the topic for our research. Am I clear? We just need to take those problems seriously, right? When we give up, this is the real opportunity to pursue the research.
काय म्हटल्या?
Am I clear? So the more
हो.
convincing belief you have in your research,
UN.
right, that will be
Uneven.
provide you the
EVEN.
more stronger foundation
Wow.
and base for your research, right?
हो.
Not to exaggerate. Okay, just give me the example
Lower.
of myself. when
बीम
I
आणि काय
was
ते
in your place,
वॉल्ट.
when I started my research in the year 2015,
आता काय
my
म्हटले
date
तिथे
of
बारमध्ये पण
registration
अजून
was
बरेच प्रकार
2nd
आहेत ना.
February, sorry, 5th February
पण तिथे मेजॉरिटी
2015,
अनइव्हन आहे
the
ना.
date of my guide allocation. After a couple of months later, in the month of June, we started with our coursework,
त्यांचं
and
इंटरनेट
that
कमी आहे का
coursework
जरा?
used to take place in the university. I pursued it from KBC, North Maharashtra University. At that time, it was just North Maharashtra University. Later on, it became renamed as Kavitri Bainabai Chaudhary, North Maharashtra University. Okay. Now, what I did, my research topic was study of role played by venture capital firms. I think that I shared with you in the last session, right? Study of role played by venture capital firms. Now, if you belong to finance fraternity, this is the topic which might be say 5% of the people who are aware about this topic, venture capital funding or venture capital financing. If you have pursued your business management masters like MBA or MMS from Mumbai University, then in MBA we have one subject like business policy and strategic management. Then it was renamed in the 2018 course as SNVMs, startup and new venture management, something like that. So in these two subjects, you found that there is some crux related to venture capital funding. And then, on the basis of this knowledge, I dared to challenge myself that how further I can take it, because there was some history, there was some philosophy for this topic, right? So, what was that philosophy? In 2013, I visited to a particular store, and there was some news channel that was running through, and there was a news like the reasons for failure of first generation entrepreneurs, right? And that topic came to my mind, that what are the reasons for failures to the first generation entrepreneurs. Those who have the business background, somehow they survive. Think about the Anant Ambani, think about Akash Ambani, think about Radhika Merchant, right? Think about Mittal family, right? They all have the background of business, right? So somehow they will manage to survive through the journey towards entrepreneurship. But is this the case that is applicable with the first generation entrepreneurs who do not have any type of business backgrounds? Absolutely not. They struggle a lot, right? When I started to dig deep, then I came across the word private equity. Then I started to research about this. Then I noticed that the private equity is a bigger form of venture capital, right? And venture capital is a bigger form of seed capital. So I started to deep dive into the topic, and then I found that the venture capitalists, those who invest at the stage of commercialization of these startups, there are differences. Means seed stage is completely different, converting your idea into prototype. Then commercialization is the step when your product is almost ready for sell. Means your product is proven and now you can launch your product into the market. And once you receive a certain length of your growth, then you invite the private equity. Continuing your journey with private equity for a couple of years or 4 5 years, then you most probably go for an IPO, initial public offering. This is the financial growth journey of a venture, along with its natural journey in terms of sales, revenue, and customers. Okay, so when I started to dig deep, and deep, I observed that venture capitalists, they are not merely the investors. First of all, they joined hand with the entrepreneurs, and they took charge of all the managerial aspects of the firm, and they asked the entrepreneurs to look only for technical aspects, like you know the product well, you know the production well, so we will not interfere into the product and production. You just hand over the marketing, business administration, and financial management of the business, right? So what it means, it highlights the role of venture capital investor as a partner. Am I clear? Now, when you will just go on YouTube and search for some business ideas, you will see that there are n number of mentors, right, on YouTube. Free mentors who will be guiding the entrepreneurs through their free videos. We call them as a freelancers. right? So these freelancers, these free mentors, what they highlight the need of a mentor. Am I clear? So when it comes to the critical decision making, entrepreneurs they seek the help from the industry experts. Now, when I studied that particular aspect, I found that the venture capital himself is an expert because they have already invested into hundreds of startups, right? They will help the entrepreneurs in networking through their own startup networks wherein they have invested, right? So this has emerged as the another role of the investor as a mentor to the firm, mentor to the entrepreneur, right? So now when I developed my study model, it was the role of venture capitalist as an investor, as a partner, and as a mentor. Now, when it comes to theoretical background, right, there is huge research in this particular topic in foreign countries. Like you take the example of Silicon Valley, you take the example of Canada, Israel, China, Germany, Japan, all almost developed countries, they have a huge pool of venture capital investors. Then what we have? We have only an I.M. Pandey, the faculty of IIM, right? Then Thilai Ranjan, the faculty of IIM Madras, who had some theoretical and practical contributions to the body of knowledge as far as venture capital investing was concerned. So I contacted them, right? Then they suggested that I should pursue some certification in private equity and venture capital first. So when I just Google it, I found that NISM, NEC Institution for Self-Learning Modules, NISM. There I found a module which was related with venture capital and private equity investments. So, so what I did, I studied that module, I enrolled, and I passed with flying colors. Right? How it helped me? It helped me to give a concrete background to my introduction chapter and a theoretical background of the study, right? Because whatever was quoted therein, it was approved by SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. The guidelines for alternative investment funds, those at that time it was applicable for private equity and venture capital, right? The disclosures given by the SEBI, every rules and regulations that were prescribed by the SEBI for investment in India by venture capitalists and private equity firms were quoted in my curriculum. So now I have a very free hand to give that referencing material and orientation and overview into my introduction and theoretical background chapter, right? Then what I did when I was moving ahead, right? I was collecting the inputs from the experts. Experts means the venture capital investors, means there are around 120 firms, sorry, funds, venture capital funds who invested in Maharashtra state and across the nation, right? Generally, when it comes to private equity and venture capital, no, there are very few cities in India wherein they have invested. They have invested in Bangalore, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, and few other cities like Chennai. Means small number of investments they have made, right? So it was easy for me to take my study to the objective based target, right? So you can see here objective observations. We will come back to this. Let me finish this story first, right? So what I did, I interacted with them face to face. So many of them, they have their offices, right, corporate offices in BKC, Bandra Kurla complex, right? So every Saturday I used to visit BKC in the morning, right? And this was continued during my vacation period of almost 1.5 month, 40 days, right? So once in a week I used to visit, and at least I managed to meet one or two VCs on that particular visit, each visit. Then when it comes to the masses, now I want to interact with the foreign investors. So what I did, I uh, created my proper profile on LinkedIn. I sent the request to the various venture capital investors and venture capital fund managers. Right? Okay, now please quick poll. Are you interested in this? It will just continue for another 5 minutes. Raise your hand if it is okay to continue with this story. I'm just giving you that how you need to get involved. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lot of hands are coming up. Okay, thank you so much. Right. So let me continue. So when I created my proper profile on LinkedIn, I able to manage almost 200 connections with the venture capital funds. Right. But this was very rigorous follow up. Right. This was extremely rigorous follow up every day and night. Means their timings and my timings were different. We used to follow Indian standard timing, right? And their timings were different. So what I did, I changed my notification tone for LinkedIn messages. So whenever there is a message or reply from any of my connections or networks in the LinkedIn, immediately I was able to figure it out, right? And it was a long irritating tone because of so that if I receive any message in the evening or in late nights, I should be able to see the message and I should be able to immediately start my conversation with them. Because once they go offline now, then immediately I will not be able to connect with them. I will not be able to chat with them. Right? So then second thing what I did, that time Google was very much pretty useful for me. Google Hangouts or hangout something, right? So it was helping me to search for the people who are online. So what I did, I created the group of all Gmail IDs of the investors, right? If you go and check with SEBI platform, no, alternative investment funds, they have their addresses and email IDs. So what I did, I created a group with all the Gmail IDs on Google Gmail and Google Hangouts. So whenever any one of those Gmail I found online, immediately I started to shoot them an email, right? Reminder one, reminder two, request one, request two, so on. So this way I able to manage the data collection. It was not at all easy for me. And once I tapped all those venture capital investors, it was easy for me to approach the entrepreneurs who availed funding from these investors. Right? So it became easy for me after couple of years. Means there was a time when I thought to give up this study because nobody was in position to reply, right? Even there were a number of questions that whether I will be able to continue it or not. But today I'm extremely happy that I have built a very good network with the investors and the entrepreneurs. You can go and check with my LinkedIn profile, right? You will get all those databases. The reason behind pursuing my CFA was these guys. These investors, venture capital investors, many of them, they completed their masters from IIMs, and after IIM, they pursued their CFA. Even I was willing to go for an IIM, but when I appeared for CAT, my percentile score was just 30. So I was not able to manage with the IIMs, right, in 2007. So then in 2018, I realized that even if the people with IIM pass out or IIM alumni, they pursue CFA, we can pursue. So I started my CFA journey. So this is how you dive deep into your study. This is how you dedicate yourselves to your study. Then only you will be able to manage your studies, nothing else, right? So that last class examples, load dot statistic, right? This everything means if you have a will, you will find a way. That's it. This is what I mean to say by all this stupid stuff. Okay, this was my journey, right? So when I was collecting the responses, no, LinkedIn helped me a lot. Right? I used to share the Google Form link through LinkedIn, through Hangouts, and through Gmail. Right? Whenever I see any one of them online, immediately I start to push my messages. Right? And immediately I started to get in the conversation. So there were two antique responses that I recorded by myself from the venture capitalist. One was Kala Capital, KAALA Capital, and the founder was in Singapore, right? So he texted me early in the morning around 3:30 a.m., right? And because of that irritating tone of the notification, I just immediately got wake up and I saw my mobile. So there was a chat, and he messaged me that because of security reason, as your Google form demands the registration through Gmail ID, I will not able to submit my response. And he shared the mobile number, right? And I was not aware that he was in Singapore. So he texted me the 8-digit mobile number, right? 8 digit, and after that, immediately I was trying to get connected with him. So that, sir, you have just given me the 8 numbers, 8 numbers, 8 numbers. And then after a week's time, again in the morning 3:50, he replied that I'm in Singapore. Dial with Singapore code. So at 3:50 a.m. in the morning, I dialed him, and he helped me for around 33 minutes. Right? That recording is still there with me. So this is how we have to have the dedication towards our study, and this is the research philosophy. Another response, that particular entrepreneur, he was from Nanded, right? So he texted me in the evening that tomorrow morning I will start my journey at 4 a.m. Right? I will be sitting in the car, so you can call me at any time between 4 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sorry, 5 a.m. Right? Just 1 hour time, and that too in the morning 4 to 5 a.m. Sharp at 4 and 4 a.m. and 5 minutes, I called him. Immediately on second ring, he answered my call, and he helped me for that complete 1 hour. Right? So this is how, if you have a will, the God is there to show you the way. Right? Now come back to our slide, research philosophy. So the next point is nature of reality and knowledge. So what do we mean by positivism? What do we mean by interpretivism? And what do we mean by pragmatism? Right? So interpretation we know, positivity we know, and pragmatism we know. Right? As far as the meaning of this word is concerned,
it is extremely easy, right? And you may say that, sir, this is the PhD research scholar coursework, and what you are giving us.
so guys, here positivism means your objective observations and how you connect it with external reality. So what do we mean by objective observations? Your observations means your findings about your study cannot be vague, cannot be subjective, it has to be objective. Am I clear? Either you are right or either you are wrong. There is no other solution, nothing in between, whether you are right or whether you are wrong. Right? And whatever you have observed must be the external reality. Because whatever you have observed, you need to statistically justify. Please don't forget the last session that we together engaged, you and me both. And what we concluded, if the result of your test hypothesis, when the alpha is less than 0.05, then only we conclude that the results are, or the test is statistically significant, and we reject the null hypothesis. To come across, to write this glorious statement in your thesis, you need to have very much objective observations. Am I clear? The facts, the everything that you record has to have a fact and the objectivity. Then whatever you have observed must be
The external reality to the world. Am I clear? If you say that the average age of the women in the society is 60 kg, this is objective statement, correct? 60 kg. Now, whether this is an external reality, if people start to record or register their weights on certain website and they found no, it is just 40 kg,
ओके हो
right? That should not happen.
हो
Okay,
ना
and when this will match with external reality, when you have the in-depth knowledge of your research, right? Means at least the topic which you have undertaken, this will help you to figure out the parameter the characteristics of your sample or the population, and then you will be
त्या
approaching a
हिशोबात मांडायला
fairly
सुरुवात केली तर
representative
म्हटले लगेच
sample
बिलं
of your
तयार करा.
population,
झालं.
right? So whenever it comes to the
हा.
sample selection, we generally
ऑगस्ट
say
आणि
simple
सप्टेंबर
random sampling. This is not like that.
1 ऑगस्ट ते
You
सप्टेंबर
have to
पर्यंत
study the
2 महिन्यात 1
characteristics
ऑगस्टला बिल
of your
पाहिजे.
population first.
साधारण
Okay.
किती जीबीचा
Once
असतो
it is done,
चांगला प्लॅन किती जीबीचा किती
then
रुपये
check that what
महिन्याला किती
percentage
रुपये
of characteristics are matching with your sample.
तेच ना
And
मग आता
if
मला
this is
ह्याच्यामध्ये दिलेले आहेत, पण
100%,
ते व्हॅलिड पण व्हायला
then
पाहिजे ना,
only your
उगाच काहीतरी
sample
घेऊन
is
काय उपयोग आहे.
absolutely correct. Is that clear? So if I have to study anything
साधारण
which is
1,500-2,000
related
पर्यंत जरी
to
बिल मिळालं
stock
तरी
market,
चालेल मला.
guys, I need to take care of
म्हणूनच म्हटलं
5,200 stocks.
एमबीपीएस वर ते डिपेंड
Am I
हे
clear?
पण पाहिजे.
And when I will be selecting the stock, it
हा.
has to have the representation considering all
त्याच्यात
the
क्लिअर मेन्शन
characteristics
पाहिजे.
of the stock market.
दोन
Stock
नाही,
market is
एकच बिल
made
करायचं
up of small cap,
आणि
micro
तारीख
cap,
1 ऑगस्ट
mid
पाहिजे.
cap, large cap. Okay, I need to have a sample from
हा.
each group. Then stock market is
किंवा
related
मग
to
चांगलं असं
volatility,
2,000चं जरी बिल असलं ना
risk,
एका महिन्याचं
and
तरी चालेल.
reward. So I need to have captured that volatility in the sample
कारण
of the
दुसऱ्या
stocks
महिन्याला
which I
सारखा
have
दाखवत नाहीये आम्ही,
considered.
1 महिन्याचंच घे.
Does your sample represents volatility?
हा, चांगला
If
प्लॅन
yes,
म्हणायचं त्याच्यामध्ये
then only your sample will match to the
1,500-2,000
whole
पर्यंत
stock
दे म्हणा.
market. If you are miss out on the volatility to justify your hypothesis, listen me carefully. This is a
हे
crime that
करते
you are
आणि ह्याचं पण करता
intentionally
येईल ना
doing.
मला म्हणजे.
I'm using very harsh word, but I am considering you as my student and I am as a teacher. Okay, there is nothing else. So why I'm using the word crime? Because intentionally we might be selecting the good stock, those who will help me to justify my research hypothesis that there is a consistent increase in the stock market returns and growth in the economy, right? Generally, even if we don't do anything, the economy will grow, the stock market will keep on growing, right? But to justify what I will do, I will select the stocks like Nifty 50 basket, Reliance I will select, ITC I will select, Hindustan Unilever I will select, HAL I will select, means the strong companies with strong market share, right? आज नहीं तो कल वो तो चलना ही है, right? This way, if I go, this is not the true representation of my population. Am I clear?
कोण आहे? या इकडे.
So the point is, my sample should be
या
able to justify
या
all the
या या इकडे.
characteristics of my
मला नाही तिकडे येता येणार. या.
population. Okay, so then I will be able to give the objective observations and
हा,
matching it
या
with
ना.
the external reality. Then interpretivism, what it means? Experience rather than independent. So when it comes to interpretation, here your experience related to your topic, how familiar you are able to uh, discuss, how familiar you are with your topic, right? How much or what are the dimensions you know about your topic, right? That will help you to gather your experience, right? And then interpreting the results with considering the whole world as the part of your research, right? So that's why the
या
word
बस.
independent. Then pragmatism,
हा.
usefulness of
बस.
your study and applicability of your study. If it is going to be a documentation and merely a
काय करते?
documentation, then please don't do a
बस की
research.
त्याला काही नाही, कॅमेरा नाही
Am
ऑन
I
आहे.
clear?
हा.
Because the
ती गेली ना
topic which you
क्लासला
are going
तिच्या.
to select, the topic which you might have selected, don't think that how easily I can complete this.
दमले का?
Think how
दमले काय
much
म्हणलं?
as
चहा
possible
केला
I
की करू?
can contribute to body of knowledge. Anyways, it is going to take minimum 3 years, maximum 5 years,
मी हे करते.
right? And once you complete your research, you may think after 5 years of time, nobody will tell you, no doctorate will tell you this fact, that you will think about after 5 years that you could have completed your PhD in 1 year, right? Only that much work it requires. But that 1 year is cannot be just 1 year. It takes only 5 years, right, to complete the study, because you need that much depth in your understanding. Okay, so I hope I'm very much clear with this. Now going to the next, the agenda for today's discussion: bibliography. So we all are aware about the bibliography. So let me finish my slides first, because we are left with 20 to 25 minutes. But no worries, as usual I am just habitual to extend these sessions, right? So if required, I will extend it for another 10 to 15 minutes. So bibliography is a compilation of sources that have been utilized in the process of researching. So what is bibliography? Simply it means the sources which we have utilized. Just a minute.
हा.
Right? Sources. Right? And this bibliography is also called as referencing. Okay? So it serves as a comprehensive list of references, for example, books, articles, websites, and other materials. Okay? So the purpose of bibliography is twofold. Again, I missed the space here. So to give credit to the original authors, right? And then to allow the readers to locate and access those sources for further study. Okay, now my question is, read this last sentence: to allow readers to locate and access those sources for further study. Okay, now please raise hand if you have done this before. Have you studied, have you gone through the references in the research paper you referred, right? And have you tracked those references and then you track them backward? Okay, let me take you to. So, so I reviewed the research
तिला
article
केला मी एकच मिनिट.
A1, and I gone through the list of bibliography or the references. So I found that there
अरे
is a research paper 2 which is
राहिलं
related
बरं
to
का,
my research.
मी
So I
विसरले.
went to the research paper 2, I reviewed
एक
it,
थोड्या वेळात
and
करू
in
तुम्हाला
the
व्हॉट्सअपला. त्यांना ना काय
bibliography
करा
or
माहितीये का,
references of A2, I found a research paper 3 which is again related to my topic. So I reviewed the 3 as well. I checked the bibliography of A3, and then I found another research paper in the bibliography of this research paper, and so on and so on. So my question is, how many of you did this? Means references leading to another references, and another references. Yes or no? And nobody has raised the hand. It means you have not yet done. Okay, Komal ma'am, and few more like Vaibhav. So you guys have done this, right? So thank you so much, sir and ma'am. I really appreciate your efforts. So guys, if you have not yet done this, please do this. This will give you the huge knowledge, right? What others have done, how we are going to refer others' content, and how they means others will refer our content, right? So you can reach to, this way you can reach to origin of your research topic. Am I clear? So this way you can reach to the origin of your research topic. This will take time, this will take months to do this, right? But this is really something that will help you to get in-depth insight, right? And once you review these articles, so right from origin, how the context has been developed, or how the context has been emerged from different temporal scopes, right? So if this original article is in 1960s, what it was in 1970s by A5, 1985 by A4, then 1988. I'm just giving the random numbers. 2000, and then 2024, right? So this will help us to understand the evolution of our topic and the depth of the topic. This will really help us to avoid any sort of duplication into the research. Next, there are two types of bibliographies, right? Spatial bibliography and general bibliography, right? So, spatial and general. Now, what do we mean by general bibliography? So, the study material or the material which we are referring to, if it is universally acceptable in finance, think about IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards, right? These are globally accepted except USA because in US they follow USGAP, right? So IFRS are globally accepted. Now, next the language. Say think about English language, think about Hindi language,
सारखं चालू आहे
right? Or
चालू
think about any other
मी
language
तुला
in the world,
5:30 म्हटले का
right?
होतं
That will be counted as the
5:30
general
आज लेट
bibliography,
झाला
right?
हो
So this universal language national register,
आज
what it means?
लेट झाला
It means source of data, right? So the database might be the universal,
हॅलो
database might be language
सायली जोगचं पत्र
specific,
काढलंय का आपण
database might be country
हॅलो
specific, or database might be
हो
regional specific,
त्यांनाच काढलं
right? So if you are doing any geographical study, right? Say you are studying the environment, you are studying the tradition. Okay, tradition will be
हॅलो
the part of
सायली
this
जोगचं
national
पत्र काढलंय
language,
का
something like that, right? So the whole human being will be the study of
हो 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 बघ बरं
universe,
एकदा त्यांना नाही
right?
पत्र केलं नसलं
So
तर
these
मला
all
पाठव बरं
are general bibliography
त्यांचं
studies.
उद्या सेशन आहे
Then when it comes to special,
त्या म्हटल्या मला
so
ह्याच्यात
here
पाहिजे
it
ERP
might
मध्ये
be subject
टाकायचे त्यांनी
specific, it might
बघ
be
बरं एकदा
author specific, or here we can say bio bibliographies. Something is wrong with bibliographies. Biobibliography, right?
पाठ
So
चुकून
author
लागला
specific.
मॅडम
Then
हा
literature
चुकून
specific.
लागला मॅडम
Think
हा म्हटलं
about our
हा चुकून लागला म्हटलं
mythology, right? Think about
हा तुम्हाला
say
पाठवते पत्र आहे
some
माझ्याकडे पाठवते
novels like
हा
Bhagat, right? So they have the expertise in writing some special type of literature. Think about Harry Potter, right? So these all are the various forms of literatures. Periodic. So here the
हा मिळालं 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 मिळालं
period
हा
referenced studies. So in our college, we have the Master of Arts in English. So when it comes to their subjects, like it is pragmatic
आता सुट्टी
and
घेतली
semantic study, 1850 to 1950,
सोमवार ते मागचा
right?
आठवडा ना
Then English literature, 1650
हा
to
मागच्या
1850.
आठवड्यात मेडिकल
So these are the periodic studies
10
which
दिवसाचे
we are
स्लॉट
referencing.
असेल ना
Then, depending upon different types
तर
of
तुम्हाला कशा घेता
materials,
येतात कागचित्राचा
right?
दहाचा स्लॉट नाही का
So,
कसं
just to give you very simple example,
आमच्या इकडे
think
घ्यायचे
about the
असेल तर
periodic
1000चा
table,
स्लॉट नाही घेतात
think
लोक
about the log table.
आम्हाला
These
नाही
are the different materials in body of knowledge, right? So, if we are referencing them, these are the types of
तुम्हाला मेडिकल
materials.
आणि
Am I
आरजे
clear
दोन्ही
to
आहेत ना
everyone? So, these are the types of bibliography. And the last one, it comes to
20 आहेत तुम्हाला मेडिकल हा आमच्याकडे
functions or importance of bibliography,
हम्म.
right? So when we talk about the importance of
मला काय
bibliography,
होतं,
which is the
साठासाठी करतात.
actual crux
हा,
of
तुमचं
today's
admin साठी.
session,
300
we can say
300.
documentation. Okay, so when we will be discussing bibliography, right, I will help you out that how
मेडिकल
we
साठीच
document
जातात
this,
हा.
right?
आणि हे तर नाही
So
अर्धेच
first
नाहीये
it
तुम्हाला.
helps us in
आम्हाला
documentation. For
vacation
example,
आहे.
if here I am writing the
Vacation आहे
footnotes,
आम्हाला दिवाळी उन्हाळा त्यामुळे आम्हाला अर्जित सुट्टी नाहीये
right? Say documentation like this or like this, one, like this, two,
हा.
3, 4,
हा.
and I am giving you the footnotes in the footer
आम्हाला
like
पण
this.
तुम्हाला कॅज्युअल किती आहेत 8
One
आहेत
means
आम्हाला
documentation is quoted by so and so author. Then 2, attribution and credit quoted by so and so author. Then verification means so and so in this study.
झालं का?
Then
हो.
4, exploration means so and so this study. Okay, so documentation purpose is done. Then attribution and credit, so giving the acknowledgement to the researcher who has
परत आता काही
contributed to the body of knowledge,
आता नाही
and
लागत.
we are referencing it. So this is generally called as citation.
कसं दिसते का हे?
Then verification. So what verification means? Think about this. A1 to A2 to A3 and so on.
हे
Right?
ना abacus.
Then exploration, the same thing once again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So but verification is merely for the purpose of
मागच्या महिन्यापासून लावलंय ना.
understanding the genuineness of the researcher or the research quality. Exploration means what he did, right? Then what he did, and so on. We are trying to reach to the origin of the concept. Then preservation of knowledge, right? So A1, when he is referencing all those, right? So when he is referencing to A2's paper, A2 has preserved the
Mr. Beast. आदित्य बघत असते.
write-up of
Yeah.
A3. A3 has preserved the write-up of A4. And this way, the knowledge preserves. Am I clear? So I think I'm done with my slides. Before thank you, it's not thank you yet, guys. So now please, I request you all to take the pen and pencil or notebook with you so that we can start with our next journey. Okay, just give me a minute's time. Just a minute. Okay. So let me go to the Word file.
तिने लागलंय का ते? तिला आवडतं का YouTube?
Now please confirm that the Word file is visible. Yes or no, guys?
बघायचं चाललंय आता ते. तिथं छान कपाट आहे.
Sir, please confirm if the.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So Word file is now visible to all of you.
तुमचं पण छान झालंय.
How many of you are really interested
छान. हां.
in recording references for your
चांगल्या.
research?
दादांनी
Means right from day one, you will be able to prepare your own references in your own style.
सगळे तेच म्हणत
Okay.
होते. असं सुटसुटीत
So in India, we follow the APA style of research that I forgot to include in my research
लोकांना आवडत जास्त.
slide
म्हणजे
with
तुमचा हॉल आणि
PowerPoint. But
हॉलला
we
टेरेस
don't have a choice, guys.
हॉलला बाल्कनी
You
आहे ना.
please write it somewhere that we will be following APA style of referencing. Let me just write it here. APA style of
ग्रीनरी पाहिजे बाबा. हां.
referencing,
मला 40 वर्ष झाले मला.
right? So this is
कधी बुक केला होता तुम्ही? इथे एक मार्चला आलेलं ना.
like no choice
Oh.
option for us.
या मार्चला
Okay,
ऑगस्ट.
that's it. Now
ऑगस्ट.
today I will help you to understand
Book
how
कधी
to
केला होता
give
तुम्ही?
references. Okay, so you know the word, right? We all are using the word.
आणि ते कधी देतो
First of
म्हटले
all,
होते? दिवाळीमध्ये. दिवाळी.
my simple question is, have you used this
4-5 महिने त्यांनी
style tab? It, yes or no?
हां.
This style tab, how many of you have
पाडव्याला
used
त्यांनी
this?
दिलेच का नाही हे? कोणालाच
Okay,
दिलं नाही ना.
I think nobody might have, or very few.
हां.
Am I right?
म्हणजे भरण्यापेक्षा
Nobody says
हो का?
no, right? So if you have
हां,
not
मग
yet
तिकडे रेंज
used this,
भरण्यापेक्षा होता.
guys,
एक जूनला
this
सगळे
is extremely important
शाळा सुरू
for
होतात ना.
your
आणि कसं होतं त्यांनी जिथे
research report writing. Okay, extremely useful because
पाच सहा
what we
महिने
do is,
काढायचे असे.
okay, let me share again my own experience
शेवटी
with you.
असं घर
When
झालेलं
I
असतं
prepare the
पूर्ण, भिंती
index,
वगैरे त्या
right?
किरकोळ
So
किरकोळ.
generally what we do, we prepare the index in this way. What we do, we go to the alter n, insert table T, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, serial number, and this way we prepare the serial number, then topic and page number, guys, right?
कुठे राहणार बरोबर.
So what happens when we do this, right? Generally,
हां, तुमचं
if there is any change,
नाही मिळालं
this, there will be a change on any page. There will be a change in subsequent page numbers for the subsequent topics. If your research report is of 350 pages, your thesis, right? And if you insert one page at say 11th place or 21st place, Then from
हा
22nd page
कपाट
onward,
तेच होतं, पण कपाट कसं
what
मध्ये
was there on 21st
परत
page,
गाडी
now it
लावायची.
will be on 22nd page.
हा
Whatever there was
सामान
on
कसं नेलं
50th
मग
page, now
तो
it will be
एक
on the
भाडा
next
तिथे
page,
एक इलेक्ट्रिशियन
right?
तिथनं
So
फॅन
again, you
घेऊन
have to
हा
change your whole
वॉशिंग मशीन
numbering list in the
दोघांनी माणसं
index.
पाठवली वॉशिंग मशीन
Okay.
बाकी
So,
सगळं
so
निघालं.
to solve this,
ते
I am
देवता.
coming up with very simple tool.
सगळं नाही सगळं हा भाऊजी होते.
I will show this to you if
काय ते
time
मोठं
permits.
मोठं मोठं मोठं
Okay.
मोठं
So what we need to do is we need to go here in style tab.
हा
You can see here
बऱ्यापैकी केलं मग किरकोळ दुकान आपल्या गाडीत
these are the different
काय जातं
ways of formatting. Okay. So when we are writing this book title, this paragraph, right, quote,
हा
right, these are the samples through which we can
हा
just edit our text. So look at this. Sorry. Okay, so what I will do, if for example this definition, or let me clear this, clear formatting. Okay, now it has no formatting at all. So I'll select this, and as this is the chapter number 1, I will go to this. Right? If I have a particular referencing style here, look at this. I can switch between these tabs. I hope that you all are able to see this. Okay. So here I will be creating a tab as per my own requirements.
तुमचं काही नवीन
For
घेतलेलं
example,
टीव्ही आणि वॉशिंग
so
मशीनच
heading 1 means a
बाकी
chapter title for me, or a title becomes the chapter title for me. So I insert. I will not do anything else, right? Then this definition, let me change this to introduction. Okay. Now I have this introduction as a heading 1 in my thesis, right? Then this part becomes the
तुम्ही औरंगाबाद औरंगाबादवरून
paragraph
कोल्हापूर
in my thesis.
कोल्हापूरवरून सातारा
Now this is just a
सातारावरून
paragraph
इथं
with the
हा गणेश पार्क
this
हा.
paragraph. Look at this.
सातारा
Okay. So
हो,
this
नवीन
way
घरात
I will be preparing the
नवीन घरात किती दिवस
whole
राहिला
thesis,
राहिला का
right? I will not do any command manually, right?
हा
So this is the first step that I need to
हा
do. Let it go this way. So again, here look at this structure of research methodology. This is subheading 2 or heading 1. I'll just give it a right. Now the question arises whether you really wanted black color and calligraphy format, yes or no. You can just right click on this and you can say modify. Right. What I want heading 1 means this is heading 1 means title 1, title 2,
त्यामुळे ऍक्टिव्ह
subtitle,
आहे
subtitle A, subtitle B, right? So these are the labels.
डिपेंड नाहीये
Okay. So depending upon your requirement, you can frame
करून
this
जाणार
style tab the way you
स्वतः
want.
आहेत त्या पुढे होऊन
Right?
जाणार.
So here I can select the font Times New Roman. I can change the font size to 12 or 14 as it is a heading. Then I want this to be bold every time, and I want this to be in automatic black color. That's it. Normally,
बसत
like
नाही
that.
तशा
Okay, this way,
बसत नाही
click on OK. You can see. Now again, this introduction becomes the heading 1. So what I will do,
बसू
I'll
शकत
just go and click on heading 1. Am I clear? So then, now what is heading 2? So let me give the numbering here. This is number 1. Okay. Number 2, now I want the labels to my numbering. Okay, so what I will do, I will go and select the labels for the numbering. These are the labels, right? Okay. So when I click enter, why this is
हो का?
so here I will be writing
हा
states
हो का
in India. Now this is my subheading.
ग्रुपने जातात
मध्ये कोकणात जाऊन राहिलं सगळं
अरे
बाकीचं फक्त
हा.
बाकीच्या भाज्या नाही कॉलेज.
कॉलनीत
पण तेवढंच बरं आहे ना त्यांना
चांगले आहे ना
Is it clear to everyone, guys?
आणि त्यांना
This way I will be just continuing my formatting from first page to 358
दहा बऱ्याच
page.
जण येतात
Is it clear?
माझ्या करायचं त्रास
Now,
माझ्या म्हणजे तुझ्या
the next part, say, let me show you one thing.
तर त्याला
This is heading 2, so I'll just click on heading 2.
आणि प्लस आणि कोणता कोणतरी
two.
असतो
That's it,
प्लस कोणा
right?
कधी
So how this will help when I will be preparing the index, right? So this chapter one, then followed by in chapter one, my core topic will be structure of research methodology. Then in structure of research methodology, there will be point number one, point number two. Even if there are certain labels like
ते स्वभावच
A,
असतात.
B, sorry, A,
सल्ला मागायला काही नाही. पप्पा कधी नाही
right?
की त्यांनी
Like this, if there are any further labels, right, your index is well taken care of. Am I clear? So what, how your index will look like? Your index will look like chapter one, right, followed by
मला जाणवत असं.
this introduction, means it may be 1.1, 1.2, then structure of research methodology. Then in structure, we have few subpoints.
हा मॅडम बोला
So
की.
if you have observed this 1.1,
बरं नाही का? अहो, मी का म्हणत
1.1.1,
होते, ते प्रशासन
then
मंत्री त्यांचं फोन
1.1.1.a. So whatever labels you have, your index will take care of this. Am I clear?
नाही, मला
Now,
उंदरी,
how to
पिसवली,
give
अशा
a
आधी
reference?
सायकलाची
So you
गाडी.
might have seen these types of
प्रशासन,
structures
हा,
when you are
त्यांना
going
नाही
through the
माहिती. त्यांना
research
फोन करून
papers.
मी काय
So
करते,
Patil,
त्याची माहिती घेते.
Pama 2024.
आता
Right?
तुमच्या
So
तीन-चार
this is what we call as a
माझ्या
reference.
तालुक्याचे
So
भांडे.
provide an overview of the research problem and the need of our research methodology section.
हो,
This is
मस्त झाली
quoted
अहो.
by Patil
त्याची गडबड
in
करते
his
आता.
research paper in 2024. So now how can I do this in my thesis? Okay,
ओके, ओके, चालेल.
this is what we call as
काळजी घ्या. आवाज चांगला
placeholder.
खाली गेला.
Okay, so I will go to this fifth number tab, sixth number tab, references. Okay, here you can see the style of referencing APA. It is by default APA for Indian registered Microsoft offices. Like, so these are the different types. So APA comes by default for India.
नाही,
Then manage
घरातच
sources.
केला का?
हो, मीच केलेला.
Okay,
हो
so
का?
here
मला
you
वाटतं
can
तुम्ही
see
पार्लरवालीकडे
that
गेला.
these are the sources which I have managed
तेच म्हटलं इथं
and
कोण आहे पार्लरवाली
recorded
म्हटलं.
earlier. So now
हा
in this thesis, if I want to add these, what I can do? Copy, right? So this current list will get added automatically in my references. For referencing, it will not be directly part of my bibliography. Okay.
हा हा
Now
मला
if
वाटलं
I
तुम्ही
wish to
पार्लरवालीकडे गेला होता.
add new, what I will do? I will add click on new. Now here you check this type of source. So whether you are referencing a book section, journal article, article in periodical, reference proceeding, sorry, conference proceeding, report, website, anything, any type of material you are adding to your database as a source of bibliography or reference. Generally we go for journal articles. To language, it is English India. Author, say Prashant Patil, right? And please keep your close observation on how the placeholder will indicate this information. Dr. Archana Mai. Okay, are they corporate author? Yes, no, we don't know. Then the research paper is study of
मी म्हटलं तुम्ही
stock
संध्याकाळी
market
घालताय फक्त.
नाही हो मला
volatility.
थोडस स्किनचं हे झालं त्यामुळे मी गेले दवाखान्यात.
Then journal name,
ते मला हे होतं ना जरा
So-
मेकअप
so-
केलं
अच्छा,
International Journal of Finance.
तुम्हाला allergy होती का?
Year 2024,
Allergy असते थोडं.
pages 100 to 152. Okay, show all bibliography fields. So this way you
छान झालं तुमचा
can
पोशाख
see
पण
that
मला बघायला
it
नाही.
open up with the further information.
हा
So 12 June 2024, pages editor, say some Sage publication,
पाणी येते सकाळी आणि संध्याकाळी.
हा.
आणि सकाळी
right? Then
सहा
publisher,
म्हणजे आपलं सगळं
same.
पाणी होते आणि रात्री पण येतं.
हा
Okay, so this way I can add n number of details to my referencing.
औषध वहिनीने दिलेली.
Okay, so this everything volume
आमच्या आईने पण त्यावेळेला म्हणजे
issue
आमचं झालं ना घर इथे
two,
तेव्हा आमच्या
3,
पप्पांना
short
बहीण नाही.
title I don't want
तेव्हा
it. Then we have generally
दोघांना बहीण
the
नाही.
DOI or ISSN standard number. So 1 2 3 4 dash 2 3 4 5. This is ISSN. Okay. So now you can see this Prashant and Archana Mari ma'am. This is appearing as the
पण एक छोटी कशी दिली. जी
The
दिली
tag
ती.
name exists in both. Okay, master, and as this is added in this document, by default it is appearing here.
आणि
Okay,
आपण स्वयंपाकाला
and this is added to our
सगळे.
हा
database
नाही
as
मग
well.
बोरचा
Yes,
असेल
please,
ना
any
तर
question?
तुम्ही फिल्टर केलेलंच पाणी वापरा.
फिल्टरचं नाही.
Hello, any question from your side?
भरून ठेवायचं.
हा मग ते
ते
भरून
स्वयंपाकाला आणि जर
Shall
नळाचं
I
वापर
continue?
झालं, त्या टायमिंग मध्ये जर स्वयंपाक झाला माझा
Yes, sir. You can continue.
Yes, sir.
Is my screen visible to you?
आणि जर केलं तर
Sir, the
Yes,
screen.
sir.
No, no. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. So
No,
again,
sir.
this is the, yeah. Just a minute, just a minute. Extremely sorry. Actually, when I'm sharing a particular window, no, it is showing only that
आम्ही
word
पण
file,
सुरुवातीला
not
फिल्टर
the
नव्हतं
dialog
ना,
box which are
खालून पाणी
open.
आणायचं,
So let
ताजं
me
यायचं
click
ते
on
आणायचं.
entire screen.
नंतर ते
Now
म्हटले
this may
काही
help
गरज
us.
नाहीये, म्हटले ही टाकी वेगळी आहे ना
Sorry
प्यायच्या
once
पाण्याची.
again. Okay,
ते
so
म्हटले
screen is
रोजच्या रोज
visible
आपण
now.
पाणी हे करून
Let me go to word file. Okay.
करतात म्हटले. हा
So I'll
रोज
take you
म्हणजे नवीन
back once
सोडतात.
again.
हे कसं हे इथं स्टोरेज
So
करतात आणि मग
now whether
जागेल तसं वर
you
सोडतात, तसं
observed
हे
this
नाही,
or not, I
फ्रेश
don't
येतं.
know.
हा
You
Sir,
ना.
we
might
were
have
not
gone through this.
able to observe it from the references part.
Okay, no problem. So we are going to
हा
references tab. Then we will click on manage sources. Here you can see on the master list,
बोरचा आजी
you
बोरचं नाही
have
वापरायचं.
all the
ते
references which you
कोल्हापूरला मी
have
काय केलं,
added to your Word,
सगळे तुमचे असे थरच
Microsoft
दिसायचे.
Word in this
ते
laptop or in
आमच्या
this
त्या
machine.
मावशीकडे असे
Right?
खपले
Whenever I
निघायचे
managed
की ते
the
थर त्याला
resources or
असायचं.
the
बोरचं
sources,
पाणी फार तिथलं घाणेरडं
right?
होतं.
When I was dealing with
मग
other
ते स्वयंपाकाला
Word
सुद्धा ते
documents,
हा
those are there in the master list. So out of
हा
these references, say I'm going to add all of them
तेच मग ते
here.
ते तिच्या घरी बघायचे ना,
So this is how I
बाथरूमच्या
can
फरशीला
add all
सुद्धा
of
असं
them.
ते पाणी अंगावर
Right?
घेतो ना आपण,
Now I have
त्याने
to
सुद्धा असे
add,
थर
means
साठले होते,
what
असं
I'm
कडक
doing.
कडक झालं होतं. हा
So I'm transferring the references from master list to
ते
current list.
राहतच. हा
Now guys, this is very simple logic. Initially, if I might have written some paper which was related with entrepreneurship and development. Okay. So here in master list, all those references are there. Those references might not be useful in current list, so I will not copy and paste them. So I will manage only
हा
the
चांगलं
references
आहे.
which are useful in current research paper or in my thesis.
हा
This way I will manage. But now if you
वाऱ्यांचं.
go to your Word file,
हा
now there might not be any master list, so you have to
पाहिजे
add
तेवढी.
new. So I will click on new. Now just let me check whether it is visible.
हा
Is it visible?
वरती जसं
येस सर.
वाऱ्याचं ओघ जास्त आहे.
Okay.
खाली
Just
आपण नाही.
we will go very slow.
वरती
Now
किंवा नववा.
can you see the create
वरच्या
source
ह्यांना
dialog
खूप
box
वारा
on my
असतो.
screen?
खूप फोर्स
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm
सुंदर
sorry.
येते ना घरात.
हम्म
It might be irritating. So language, it might be default English.
हा
Author,
तिथून वारं येणार.
PTP. Now I'm going in short
त्याच्या bedroom
way.
मध्ये त्या छान आहे.
And Dr.
बिल्डिंग असल्यामुळं
Archana Madi.
मधल्या
Title of the research paper, ABC. Journal name, XYZ. Year 2024. Pages 100 to
घर हो
142.
फर्निचर
Show other bibliography
फर्निचर
fields. We
फर्निचर.
will click on this and we will fill all these details. Okay. Then I'll click on OK. Now you can see that PTP, Dr. AM and ABC is added to my current list. That's it. So I'll close this now. Okay. So if I have to give reference to this sentence here and I want that bracket open bracket close type of placeholder. So what I will do,
कसं छोटा
I
आहे
will go
आणि तो
here.
वाढवायचा म्हटलं
I'll
तरी काय
click
आता
on
वाढणार नाही,
insert citation.
त्यामुळे माझा तो विषय हॉटचा कॅन्सलच केला. हा
Right?
तुमचा मोठा आहे ना असा,
So
कसं
you
काय
can see
जरा.
this. Insert citation and I click on that PTB, it is there. So for this sentence, like problems, so on, I want another citation. I'll click on this bank and this is how
त्यामुळे मग म्हटलं
I
राहू दे.
am adding references. Okay. Now you just keep a watch on what I'm doing. I'm adding just different sources randomly at different places.
हाऊस बायकांचा असतंच ना. दिसण्याचं उपवास बायकांचा.
And the magic is at the end.
त्यामुळे सगळं मॉड्युलरच झालं. चिमणी झाली,
हा.
झालं, सगळे पॅक झालं सगळं.
I should use all the different citations.
छानपैकी परिणाम म्हणजे डाळींच्या, कडधान्यांच्या, ड्रायफ्रुटच्या, खाऊच्या सगळं दिसतं पण
हा एक एक
Okay,
किलो
now enough is enough. So taking you
त्या
to the
पिशव्या आम्ही
end.
बघितल्या होत्या मॉलमध्ये छान असतात हं.
Here I
बरं.
have to prepare
मला
the
वाटतं
bibliography
इथे
or
इथे
references. Right at the
अं,
end of
कुमार
each chapter
पॅसेज
of our thesis, we will be doing this. So you can see
तिथनं मी त्या
there
तीन
are the
सेट
different
ह्याचा तीन सेट
built-in
तिथूनच आणला
styles to record
तो
bibliography. So you can
काय
go
तो
with this.
कपूर
You can go with this as
शेफ
per your
कपूर
choice.
कुठला
So now here is the
फेमस
beauty.
आहे तो
The beauty is
त्याच्या त्या
whatever
वरण्या आहेत
references I
आमच्या
have
त्या
inserted
शेंगदाण्याच्या
with this
वगैरे
insert citation tab,
शेंगदाण्याच्या
all are
कुटाच्या
there
वगैरे
in
त्या
my
तीनचा सेट होता
references
त्याचा
now.
त्यातली एक फुटली आमची
Am I clear? I don't need to
हा.
add them manually,
संजीव
and the beauty
कपूर
is I can edit them the way I want. Now, if I want numbering, I can just go to the number tab and I can give them the numberings. That's it, guys.
हा
Right? So,
त्याचं ते त्याच्या
am I
प्रोडक्ट
clear to everyone? Now, I
हा.
don't, now here, look at this. Here I am placing another citation. I'll go to references, insert citation, and
हा
Singh and Amita. You can see this. I'll go to my references. I'll click on this and I'll click.
हा
You can see this. Amita Singh,
होतोय
that is
हा
already there, right? So if I click on update, it will get updated automatically. Okay, but this part I have to do manually because this is the formatting
हम्म.
by default present in our built-in style of the references. Means here, look at this. So here we can select the bibliography
हा
style of our choice, numbering 1 to 10. Okay, so we talked about the footnotes, if you remember. So again here we go to insert
हम्म.
footnote. This is one. Okay, so this way we
हा
can insert the footnotes as well.
हा तुमच्या
Let me
ईदची
try
तब्येत
to
आहे
do
का बरी
this.
आता
Yeah, here I am
हा जास्त हालचाल
footnote
दगदग
1,
झाली आहे परवा
right? So this reference we can give
हा
in show notes.
म्हणजे कधीच
Similarly,
मसालेदार खायचं नाही का त्यांनी अरे बापरे हा हम्म. हम्म.
okay, so this way we can manage our footnotes as well.
हा
If there are any cross
हा
references, now what it means? Now guys, look at this. Say if we have used the same reference in first unit, that is theoretical background, which
हम्म.
is also there in the research methodology, which is there in the means references or data analysis, right? So with this we can also give the cross references. So with this I think we are good to end the bibliography as well. Okay, so you can see this when I am adding the citations like managed sources, right? If I will be adding the same, it will also get reflected in the footnotes here too, and you can see at the footer there is a 2. But generally we are in India, we do not use the footnotes generally. If you see any Indian thesis, you will observe that there are no footnotes.
हम्म.
But if you go into the if
हा
you see the literature in UK and US, generally they have
हा
the footnotes rather than placeholders. One more thing that we forgot. Okay, now whenever you will prepare a table or a figure, right, what you have to do is you do it like this. You inserted a table. Let me just
हम्म.
okay. So what I will do, I'll again go to references, insert caption. So here it is for figure. So I'll just change it to table. Okay, table 1 and say
हा काहीच नाही म्हटल्यावर
instrument wise investment. That's it. You can see that I have given the table number with this format. Right? Again, I have, you just imagine that there is another table. how this help us,
आणि
please.
संन्यास किती वाजता?
Then I'll insert another table, insert caption,
कधीचा
table 2. You can see
अहो
now
तिचं काय
it is
केलंय
showing
माहितीये का
the
आता कॉम्पिटिशन आहे काहीतरी तिची 17-18 का
information
काहीतरी
in the
ह्याची
sequence. Table 2
जिमनॅस्टिकची. तर मागच्या
is
आठवड्यापासून तिच्या सरांनी सांगितलं की सकाळच्या ऐवजी तुम्ही संध्याकाळी या.
हा.
मग संध्याकाळी 4 ते 6
year
क्लास.
wise
मग शाळेतून तिला परमिशन काढलीये.
returns.
मग 3 वाजता आम्ही तिला घेऊन येतो.
Okay.
शाळा कितीला सुटते तिची?
शाळा 6:05 सुटते.
अच्छा, म्हणजे लवकर आणताय का तुम्ही?
मग तिला
Then I am
आणतो
inserting another table,
तिचं
last one.
स्कूलला
Okay,
टिफिन
I'll not
घ्यायचं
irritate
शाळेतून
you.
आणि
Then
इथं यायचं थोडंसं किरकोळ खायचं कपडे बदलायचे 5 मिनिटं
group
बसायचं
performance.
की तिला 4च्या आधी तिला
Right.
सोडायचं तिथं.
Similarly, if I
4ला
do
सोडून
this
मग
for
6ला तिचा
figures,
क्लास. आता आज
okay,
तिचं मॉक
and now I'm at this
कॉम्पिटिशन आहे.
start of my
जिम्नॅस्टिक्स आहे.
हा
index part. So insert index
4 ते 6.
table of
त्या शाळा सुटल्या तर ती 6ला
हा.
येते जवळजवळ. त्या आधीच ती
no
मुलं
no no.
हम्म.
Here, insert table and
हा
figures.
परमिशन तशा
You
नाही
can
मग
see
करत शाळेतून.
17-18 पर्यंत मग
that's it.
5 दिवस असतात.
The instrument wise investment is table number 1.
हम्म.
Table 2 is year wise returns, page number 7. Right now,
पोलीस मेडल
and
मिळालं
just
का?
check
जिम्नॅस्टिक्स.
page numbers.
हा तरी
Now
अजून
the
पाहिजे
page
थोडं.
numbers might have been changed.
ठीक आहे, इथं भरपूर
हा.
तेच मी म्हटलं.
Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm just inserting few pages. Oh my god.
काहीतरी ऍक्टिव्हिटीज हव्याच आहेत. आता आधी त्याला बॅडमिंटन लावायचं म्हणतो.
Okay, now if you go to the table, update field, update page numbers only, update entire table. You can see now the page numbers are changed from 7 to 15 automatically, right? And the same method we can do for
आले का?
figures. So whenever we will be adding any figure or any table, you just please follow this. You will not miss upon these numbers. Now when it came to my
चिकनी आणि
thesis,
हम्म.
there were around 152 odd figures and tables. 152.
बरेच माणसं
Now
पाहिजे.
every time I used to
Yeah.
give a table number, I have to go back and check whether I have given the correct numbers or not. Right? If there is anything goes wrong, then from that particular wrong table, I have to change all the table numbers. Right? So here, even if I am inserting hundreds of tables, I don't need to worry about the sequence and page numbers. Am I clear? So you can just again check this. I have inserted here one more table. Yes, please. I'll just click on update field, page numbers only. You can see that the page numbers are updated, right? So I will be able to prepare the list of tables and list of figures in index
सोडलं नाही का वाईट?
in one go.
हा ह्यांना
Right?
सोडलं.
And please make sure that you don't have different files for your different chapters. So generally what we do, we prepare the introduction chapter in different file, right? Then theoretical background in different one, research methodology somewhere else. Don't do this. If you just stick to the today's knowledge and you prepare one single file, just what you need to do is you need to maintain its copy.
हा.
If something goes wrong now, you should have your plan B,
मी काय
right?
करणार?
Means you have saved your file somewhere
हा.
and that will help you to recover. So generally what we can do is, when it comes to data dumping,
अर्जित वाढून देते.
data dumping you do it in Google Doc. You can write it down. Google Doc.
टाकली, 2 दिवस दांडी मारायची.
Screen I just ended it.
हा.
I just ended my
मला
screen sharing
किती घेता
because we
येतात
are
एका
done
वेळेला
with
3
the
ना.
sharing part now. Okay.
नाही, 1.5 रजा पडते आम्हाला. नाही,
Let me.
8 आहेत ना.
नाही नाही घ्यायची म्हटली तर किती दिवस त्याला घेता
Now I
येईल?
think I am at the center place. Okay. So we can use the
म्हणजे 2
Google
दिवस
Doc
लागतील तुम्हाला घेता.
just
नाही,
to
आमच्याकडे तसं नाहीये आमच्याकडे 3 दिवस हे
deal
करतात.
with data dumping.
सहज
But when
घेता
you are working with
सहज घेऊ
Google
शकता
Doc,
तुम्ही.
make sure
3 दिवस
that you have clicked
जास्तीत
on
जास्त. पण ते
make
असं
the
नाही
file
पाहिजे.
offline available.
2
Okay.
आज
That file will be
शनिवारी आज
offline
घेतली उद्या
available in your
रविवारी आणि
laptop.
परवा सोमवार अशी
Whenever
नाही
you are
घेता येत.
working without internet, that file will sync
जर
the
सोमवार
data,
आणि
and
शनिवार
once you go
रविवार
online,
घेतली ना,
immediately that
शनिवार आणि
data will
सोमवार
be
तर आमचा रविवार काउंट
synced to
होतो.
your Google Drive. Okay. Then if you do not have your laptop, you can work on something else. You logged into your Google Drive account right, in your college or any other machine, you just go to the Google Docs and open
हाँ
your file. Work on it, just close it and job done. Okay. Just make sure that you are maintaining one parallel copy of your work.
हाँ
One parallel copy, even though if it is a Google Doc. Just for an example, that if you were working on some remote PC, you logged in with your credentials on some remote PC, you moved from your place and somebody deleted the document. Everything is
देखेंगे
event,
लड़के
right?
बहन
This
से
is
तो
not
मेरे ज्यादा
something
प्यार
that
हुआ
going to happen
मैडम ने
commonly, but I'm just giving you the
हाँ
that you prepare for the extreme situations, right?
हाँ
We don't need to give any excuse that ye ho gaya, wo ho gaya, we don't want it. Okay. Chalo. Anything else from your side, your questions, your queries?
पार्लर इथं कुठं काय काय
Otherwise, I am good to conclude.
if
Thank you
you
so
have
much.
doubts please ask
No, sir. Thanks. Huh? Very nice explanation, sir. But meanwhile, your screen was not visible to me. But anyway, I
So
really
what part you
that
missed?
uh, the paraphrasing that you were giving.
Okay. So what I will do, I will just make a quick video of this and I will share with ma'am. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So she will help you out to get through this.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. There are a lot of thumbs up. Thank you so much. I hope my both these sessions of somewhat use to you, right? You might have got some or I don't know, right? But my intention is to give you a very much practical knowledge. Next to that, you should learn something, right? And we people as a teacher, many a times what we do is we just keep on appraising, right? Rather than I'm very much clear and straightforward that you have to be ready with worst of worst situations and just don't give up. If you are giving the 100% from your side, don't worry, that situation will also give you 110% in return. Okay, there is no power which can just demolish your hard work until and unless you are doing cheating to yourself, right? So research is something that comes from your heart. It is not just for the sake of documentation or something like that. Thank you so much. That's it.
thank you sir thank
Thank
you
you.
on behalf of Professor Ramkrishna More College Department of Commerce. Today we have wonderful session of Dr. Patil sir. He give knowledge about bibliography also, but he also give the practical knowledge how to write the index or whatever related to the research thesis, paper, etc. Sir, thank you once again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much to all of you. Once again, thank you to the organizers. Uh, Again, my friend, my mentor, Dr. Archana Mari ma'am, right, the principal of the college and the coursework organizing team. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Have a great
Thank you,
day, and
sir.
I'm wishing all the very best to all the aspirants, all the research scholars. Right, means any point of time, if you feel that I can help you, please get back to me. I
Okay,
will
sir.
be ready to help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Scholars, stay on the link. 1 minute. Sir, you can leave.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.